Hello.
Hello there.
How are you, Tym Moss?
I'm good, Wendy Stuart. How are you?
I am excellent. And I want to welcome everybody to If These Walls Could Talk.
Yay.
You know, it is by the grace of God that I'm here today.
Right?
I shared a story with Tim. I like taking the bus to our location, which is the amazing Pangea. And the bus was not moving. I got off at 56th Street using the back door like they tell you to do. I'm a good little doobie, right? I even use my Omni card and pay most of the time. So I did pay today too. God was not punishing me. I went to get off the back door and there was a mound of snow and I was thinking I could conquer it. I had my lights, my computer, all the stuff I need for this. And I went down. But you know what? I'm here. I am absolutely here, which is...
Luckily, you bounced.
I did. I bounced. What do they say? There's more bounce to the ounce. And we all put on a few pounds in the winter. What's going on with you, Tym Moss?
Oh, my goodness. I've been on the go a lot with the art project, with Project Transcend. Yeah. I stopped by New York City Pride had an open house the other night. And some of us from Project Transcend, because we're working out something with New York City Pride.
It's fabulous.
So we went there and it was just a wonderful, wonderful evening, wonderful time. I also attended Stonewall Democrats, their annual party.
Oh,
and
fabulous.
oh my goodness, there was, politicians and
everybody.
Just community leaders. And Eric Botcher was there who just...
And Eric got the seat. He's got the Senate,
state senator now. So Eric was there and Jerry Nadler and Tom Dwayne, who was the first out gay state senator in New York State history. And it was so wonderful seeing everybody. I haven't seen
you know what? It's inspirational. And I tell people this, you've got to try and make these times work for you, right? With everything going on, when you go out, and especially Democrats at Stonewall, you know what? You have a positive environment of people trying to do stuff and like-minded people. And that's, that's all any of us can do. Friday night, I actually came to Pangea because this week really got to me. It was just relentless in terms of the news. And and you know what, because of what we do, right, because we're out in the media, we have to watch the news, we have to know what's going on, but I can't tell you that it doesn't always get to me, because it does. So I came to Pangea Friday night to hear Carol Lipnick sing, along with the amazing Machine Dazzle, who came in an enormous rabbit costume. And it wasn't Easter. Tim, Machine Dazzle is an amazing costumer. I'm a rabbit person. I got to tell you, this was the rabbit outfit to end all rabbit out with the ears. And Machine Dazzle is a very tall person. So, and the head and everything was embellished with all kinds of jewels. It was just fabulous. And of course, Carol Lipnick, bewitching, witchy, enchanted, the whole 9 yards, just her octave. She's like a 4-octave range. And you just get on a magic carpet ride with her. And, it was, of course, a freezing cold night. I didn't have to tell you, it was packed. Carol shows are always packed, except the one right before the pandemic. It was like 2 days before they shut New York down. I knew something was up because there were only half the amount of people in the room there. And then Saturday, of course, the Imperial Court of New York, we had a celebration for our Empress, Sugar Be Real.
Oh, I love Sugar.
Tim, I think I had heard 32, but it was more like 36 performers. 36
oh my God.
performers, like mixed with drag and singing and lips. I'm telling you, you name it. She had it up there on the stage and we were all at Playhouse. And then I flew out of there. And this was the first for me. The dressing room was so crowded and I needed to get out of my drag attire to go up to the Explorers Club for an amazing event. So I ended up changing in the stairwell. Have you ever done that? It was cold.
Been there. Yeah.
You've been there, right? I'm sure you have. It was very cold.
Back a taxi cab, stairwell. Yeah.
I figured, right? But again, I had way more room than I would have had there. And I love Stonewall, but you know how tiny the dressing room is.
Oh my God.
You can't move in there with another person. So it's all good. I did see a Broadway show, the new one with Sarah Silverman and the 3 other comedians. It's called It's okay. This is something, whoever made up the name for it, and I got a brain for names. I can't remember it. It's out something. And I thought it was about people coming out, but it's not about that at all. But Sarah Silverman, if you follow her, is very, very funny. And the rest of the cast was great. Yeah, listen, it's all good. We got to do whatever we can do to make our lives fabulous in New York, right?
Absolutely. And I even found time to get over to Mark Dialis and get my hair cut.
Oh my God, let me see. Give us, right, and left. Yeah, I'm having a bad hair day today. I didn't have time to like glue the whole thing. That's the only thing that works in these like cold temperatures. Don't you find that you get like static, Tim?
Occasionally, yes.
What do we do to counteract that? Static guard on my dyed hair is not good.
Clean free.
Just cling free for those of us who are clingy, right? So our guest today, just a fabulous person, what I call theater royalty, theater legacy. I actually met them in the audience at Dorothy Bishop's Dozen Divas show, and they were just, you know what? I read vibes, just like incredible vibes. And Dorothy's like, oh yeah, he's so amazing. You have to have him on your show. He's originally born in Burbank, California, and great uncles that had the Ringling Brothers Circus. He had me at that. His first acting job was on Lassie. Tim, do you remember Lassie?
Oh yeah, and Tim.
That was my favorite show.
That was the first time I ever had my name on television. It was Lassie and Timmy.
Lassie and Timmy. I had a big crush on Timmy. Did you have a crush on Timmy at that age?
No, I didn't at that time. No.
Wow. I had a big crush on Timmy.
Before my crushes started.
Okay, so I had a bad crush on Timmy. So I just love the whole Lassie connection. But the biggest thing that our guest today, who's coming on any second, told me is they were in Hello, Dolly. Okay. Yeah. They played Louis the Waiter, and the stories connected to that. Well, I'm going to let him tell you himself. Please welcome Wayne Clark. Come on in.
Thanks. Hello. How are you?
Come on.
I'm good. How are you, Wayne?
Do we look good in the frame? Tim will tell us.
Perfect.
We're perfect in the frame. And, Wayne shared with me, he was a little nervous because he's never streamed before. He called himself a streaming virgin.
Yes. A streaming, instead of a screaming virgin, a streaming virgin.
Been a long time since I've been a version of anything.
I was going to say that, but I knew you wouldn't take a...
Okay, thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
It's okay. You saw it coming.
Yeah, I know I did.
So first of all, thank you so much for being here today.
Very welcome, thank you.
You are theatrical legacy. I mean, you've been knocking around a long, long time.
Oh boy, I have.
I know. So you are from Burbank, California.
I was born in beautiful downtown Burbank. Lived in San Fernando, but that's where the doctor's hospital was. So that's how I popped into this world.
So you came in via San Fernando.
Yeah, via San Fernando.
Okay, love it.
Yeah, and
did you come out of the womb singing, dancing,
and acting? I must have come out of the womb, that's for sure. and I was 2 years and 7 months old when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. So I remember it simply because my father had to go back into the Navy.
Amazing story.
He was gone for a year at least. We didn't know where he was. He was on a ship.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he survived it.
Well, he survived it, and he stayed in the Navy for years after that. But
wow.
So I didn't have a daddy, and all during the war, he almost wasn't there. He came back on leave a couple of times.
Wow.
So I didn't really know a lot about my dad after I was 2 years and 7 months.
It's amazing though that I don't remember much from back then. You have quite a memory that, you can remember probably how you felt not having a dad.
I do.
Yeah.
And everything was so different then because there were ration stamps for food. There were shortages of food. All the houses in America had to have blackout shades so that they wouldn't be bombed.
And, I know, right? This is wild. I knew about some of that from my dad. Was 14 years older than my mother. Ironic. My husband was also 14 years older than me. That just occurred to me. But I remember my dad had been in the Army, and I remember hearing these stories about the rations.
Oh yeah.
And Yeah, they had dog tags too.
Oh yeah,
the dog tag. And as a little kid, I thought that was the cool. I wanted a dog tag. For a little kid, it was like jewelry, right? Because it was embellished with your name and
Right. They also had a little sticker in your windshield, and you would have to tell them how far you drove to work and back. And your car was only to be used to go to work and back.
See, I didn't. Wow.
So like zones.
Gas a week.
Wow.
No, it's great. No one talks about this.
No, I was not aware of this, and I never knew about the blackout blinds.
Oh, And also, they would have an old fart like me on every block who was supposed to be the air raid warden, and he'd walk around the block to see if light was leaking, and if it did, he'd knock on your door. So you have to.
So what were they? Were they like
dark green shades? They were real dark.
Yeah, like those
shades.
Blackout shades that they have. Wow.
Yeah, and we were on the West Coast.
And they were in every house.
Every house, every building, everything.
I did not know this.
And also, we were on the West Coast, so we were worried about the Japanese. And actually, part of California was hit by the Japanese. They didn't go in the news, but it was hit by a submarine that torpedoed part of the port.
This is actually, someone should be doing a play about. This is a play.
It is.
This is a play. I mean, this is an eye opener talking to you about this.
Yeah, when we had COVID, everybody was complaining about having to wear a mask or and I thought during World War II, everything was taken away.
Yeah.
You couldn't buy tires. That's why they recapped the old tires. It's called recapping. You couldn't buy tires.
Now, what did your mother do during that time?
She was just being a good mom. She worked in a cafeteria once in a while at a school, to help out. She volunteered for things, but basically that was it. Yeah.
How many kids was she responsible? Like when your family? How many?
Well, I was an only child.
Wow.
I wasn't thrilled about it. I would have been happy to have
only child with no daddy.
With no daddy.
Yeah.
Wow. Finally, we did get to go to see him. His ship pulled into port in Vallejo, California, and they were reconfiguring it so President Roosevelt could go on board the ship. And so we got to spend a couple of months in Vallejo. And there, the Navy had all the food, you see, that we couldn't get in civilian life. So
you were living large.
Yeah, butter and ham and all kinds of stuff.
It
was great. Yeah, and my dad went on that voyage. They took him to Hawaii to meet with Churchill. You have to say to yourself, why would Churchill go to Honolulu to meet with Roosevelt? Because it was fun, I guess. I don't know.
That is, what an amazing piece of history that you are absolutely privy to. They don't teach this stuff in school.
They had to put an elevator in the ship to take Roosevelt up to the bridge because he was in a wheelchair.
Right.
They had cut down the hatches so the wheelchair could go certain places.
They retrofitted it. They didn't use that terminology then, but that's exactly what they did.
Now, what was it? What was it like when you first saw your father? Because he would have been like a stranger to you at that time.
Yeah, it was a little scary. He was a big guy, and I was scared, a little bit scared, but I didn't know him that well.
Right. Who was this guy? Right.
You had to get reacquainted. Yeah.
Yeah. So when after that, because this is real serious stuff you're discussing, and thank you for sharing it. We didn't know any of this. When did you realize that you were going to be an actor? Like a couple of years later, you were 8, I think, when you started.
Yeah, well, I had an auntie that was a film actress. Her name was Glenda Farrell. She had been in films, up till about World War II, and then she really wasn't in films. And I had an uncle that was a cameraman in Hollywood, and that's how I ended up he was filming Lassie.
Wow.
And took me down to watch. I got to go and be there to watch. And they said, we'd like you to play Jimmy.
In the days when it was just like that, Tim, right?
Yeah,
it was like, no audition, no nothing. No. Oh, you look like you could make a good Jimmy. I love these stories.
Yeah, and I met Tom Reddick at the time, and Tommy was his name.
Tommy, right.
And we became lifelong friends after that. We just stayed in touch. And I did 3 episodes of Lassie.
Wow.
I can't find them. I don't know where they are, but I did them.
Yeah, there's someone that would probably be a good sleuth on the internet that could find those.
Oh, yeah.
What was Lassie like? Did you get to interact with Lassie?
Yeah, I did see Lassie. There was a guy named Rudd Weatherwax that took care of the
animal wrangler
for the horses.
Animal wrangler.
And also Jan Clayton was so sweet. And then I met her much later in her life, way back, years after I was out of college, or before I was out of college. Wow. I met her, and she was just sweet as could be.
Amazing. I can't believe you were in Lassie, that animal lover. The end when Lassie da 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 and Lassie lifts up the paw. As a kid, I have to share this with both of you. I would burst out crying for whatever. I was so sensitive. So my mother would try and turn the television off before we got to the end with the music playing and Lassie lifts the paw. I know that is just a random thing.
But that's so sweet.
It is.
That's very sweet. Very sweet.
So that was your first acting job. Yep. And what transpired after that?
Well, then in school, I would try to get into plays. And
in California, there had to be a lot of competition, right?
There was. And then I remember I joined the Gilbert and Sullivan repertory company called the Lamplighters in San Francisco. And I was in there for 3 years. When I was in college, I would do shows. It was very interesting. And it was breathtaking because a lot of people would sit in the audience with the book, the Gilbert and Sullivan book, and you had to do patter songs, and they would follow every word that you did. God. Yeah, so they knew if you made a mistake, it was like,
yeah, so the audience could nail you.
They could nail you.
Yeah, wow. Wow, that really
one real quick thing, rewinding back to Lassie. Did you have a clue of just how legendary that show was and to be a part of it? Yeah, because Lassie was, I grew up in the Midwest, and that was like every weekend we'd have to watch Lassie. Yeah.
Well, TV was very early. See, not everybody had televisions, and if you saw a house with an antenna on the top, very rare.
That. I grew up with that and My Little Margie. You remember?
Gale Storm.
Yep. I remember being homesick from school. My mother would prop me up on the couch and I would watch My Little Margie. I mean, this is like, you know what? This is great stuff. And I love talking about it just because I don't want it to disappear. And I think now more than ever, we need nostalgia. We need what was warm and fuzzy.
And also people now, especially the younger generation, they have no clue that we did not have streaming.
Right.
You had to watch the show as it was airing.
Yeah.
Or you missed it.
Right. And people ask us about pictures. Do you have any pictures of this or that? No, we didn't have cameras.
Right. Exactly.
We had the Kodak with 12 pictures in it. And you take 3. And 6 months later, you pick it up and take 3 more. Yeah.
And you'd have to take it to the Photoshop, and it would take at least a week until you got them back, and hopefully your thumb wasn't in front of it. And
amazing!
So just really such an incredible time. So you were with the Lamplighters, and how did you make that transition to your first really big job? Was Hello Dolly.
It was really.
This is again, this is someone's first, basically did Lassie, the Lamplighters, and then Hello Dolly. Who does that kind of transition?
I just got my degree in theater. I graduated from college.
At which college were you at?
Where?
San Francisco State.
Okay.
And then I had been accepted to graduate school at Berkeley I was going to go the following year.
Wow.
And we were rehearsing a show, and the director, that she had an appointment she had to go to, so we had a 2-hour break. So I went home because I was too cheap to spend money in a restaurant. I said, I'll make a sandwich. And when I got home, I was living in a big house called the Spreckles Mansion, and we were renting rooms in it.
What was the Spreckles?
Cool.
Spreckles was a sugar company, big sugar company. And so the Spreckles family is they were millionaires.
They were big sugar.
But this is their ex-home.
Right.
And so when I got there and walked into the lobby, a ballet dancer friend of mine who was living there named Judd Stoddard was talking to a person I did not know. Turns out his name was Terry DeMaria, and he was in town with the Gower Champion. and they were looking for a tenor for Hello Dolly.
Goodness.
And so Judge said, well, Wayne's in this show and he knows. And so I said, yes, I know a couple of tenors. So then Terry said, call them, ask them if they can come to the Curran Theater tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and you must come and introduce them. That was So I called them and they said, oh, yes. Oh, we'll audition. Yeah. The next day I got to the Curran Theater at 10. There was Gower Champion and Terry. And we waited and waited, and the tenors didn't show up. And I'm sitting there, I'm embarrassed. And Mr. Champion looks at me, he says, are you a tenor? I said, no, I'm a baritone. He said, do you know how to read music? I said, yeah. He said, come up and sing something for us.
Just like Lassie.
Yeah,
like Lassie, exactly.
And I'm thinking the man is bored and he just wants to fill in a little time until the tenors arrive. So I was not auditioning. I was going to give him a little entertainment until the tenors arrived. The best audition I ever had in my life because I wasn't nervous.
Right, you didn't care, right?
I was
like you were just waiting for the tenors.
And they gave
you weren't trying to impress him or anything. You're just trying to entertain. Oh, that's perfect.
They handed me the music. It was Hello Dolly. Louis Armstrong had been singing it for a year on the radio and everything. So I sang it, and a little man came out and started measuring me. Started measuring me. And then he looked at Gower, and Gower said, well, we're prepared to offer you the job of Louis the Waiter in Hello Dolly if you're willing to come to New York.
Just like that. Just like that. I love it. Well.
Wow. What company was that, or where was that? Local?
The Carol Channing Company of Hello Dolly in New York. And so then they let down, and I didn't hear from them for a couple of weeks, and I thought, this wasn't real. It wasn't real. And then I got a telegram.
A telegram.
Telegram. Yeah, who gets a telegram, right? It said, pursuant to your audition, we're prepared to offer you the job. And it said, you may bring a steamer trunk and send it by Railway Express, and we will send a plane ticket for you. I'd never been in a plane, and nobody knows what a Railway Express is now, and I didn't have a steamer trunk, so I had to go out and find one.
Right. The steamer trunks are the ones like in the old movies where
they're huge, right?
Opens up with all your costumes.
They're huge with a big door.
Yeah, that opens up and has your costume.
Wardrobe, basically. It's a wardrobe that you're hauling.
Now I had the trunk, and I had to say, what am I supposed to put in it? I didn't know.
Right, because no one told you, and you never did it before.
I threw a few things in and called Railway Express, and they came and picked up my trunk. The trunk went away.
Wow.
And eventually I went down to the airport and had my first plane ride.
Wow. Where did you go?
I was in New York, and it was like this when I got there. Snow. It was awful.
California boy, huh?
Yeah, I was a California kid.
I didn't know it hit you.
Yeah. And then a dance captain came and worked on steps with me in my little room they had me in. And the next day,
this was the Broadway production. This was the Broadway.
The Broadway production. Wow. He was in. I know, right? Like so smooth the way everything happened.
Yeah. And then what was happening was, it turns out Ginger Rogers was already rehearsing to replace Carol Channing because the whole Channing Company was going to go on the road. So
wow.
So when I got there, Charlie Riley said to me, "Oh, you're going to enjoy the travel." And I said, "What?" He says, "No, you're going to be leaving."
Just when you thought you were going to be
good thing you got that steamer trunk.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, Tim, right?
And Charlie said, "I'd like to go with you, but my nurse won't let me go." He's always talking about having a nurse.
He had a nurse?
No, he really didn't.
He really didn't. Joke. Right, it was a standing joke.
Yeah. When he didn't feel well, they say, "I'll be much better once the nurse gets here." So funny. And sure enough, I did Dolly there, and then we all started traveling. And one of the places we went was the White House. And it was just the part of the company that does the Hello Dolly number with the waiters gallop. So not all the company. We got to the White House. President Johnson, Hubert Humphrey,
Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Supreme Court justices were there. It was a big.
Oh my God.
The West Wing. And because we had danced, we had to go down and take a shower, of course. So I can tell you, I was naked at the
White House.
in a long list of people.
Yeah, really.
Right. Yeah.
So you said you're in the West Wing. What's the area he blew up for the ballroom? The East Wing. Okay.
Now he wants to build something on top of the West Wing. So
whatever.
I know. So.
What an incredible story!
Wow, there's so many.
That night we stayed until 2:00 in the morning. We got to have the run of the whole downstairs of the White House. No ropes. And at one point, I'm sitting on a couch, and Jerry Herman, who wrote Hello,
of course,
sitting next to me. And Jerry says, I can't believe I'm actually here in the White House. And I'm thinking, and I can't believe I'm actually sitting next to Jerry Herman.
Right?
Now, I've got so many questions. One is, was that the troupe with Leroy Reams?
No. We had Rex Robbins, who played took Charlie's part, and Milo Bolton played Vandergelder, and then I'm trying to. Harvey Evans was in the company. He was wonderful. Loved Harvey. It was a company of wonderful people. Very sweet.
And you took to it like a duck to water.
And
Absolutely.
Carol Channing.
Yes.
And
do you happen to know Richard Skipper? He did.
Amazing interview with Richard. Of course, Tim. Right?
Richard's an old friend of mine, but I've ran into Leroy Reams many times, and I wasn't sure if that was if you were.
We've had Richard on the show.
We had Richard arranged our 50th anniversary at Sardi's, so then I got to meet a lot of people that have been in the other Dolly companies.
Oh, how wonderful!
Yeah, that was great. That was wonderful.
How many performances of Dolly did you do?
Well, I did it with Carol for a year and a half, I guess. But at one point, she left to make Thoroughly Modern Millie.
Right.
Arden came in and did the company when she was Millie.
Eve Arden.
Eve Arden. Oh my God!
And she had her kids with her and her husband. Everybody was just sweet.
Wow.
And then after I finished the Channing Company, I did Peg with Eartha Kitt, and Catherine Dunham choreographed it.
Amazing.
And I had a dance partner from Texas, a girl named Ellen Smith, but later she changed her name to Jacqueline Smith.
Charlie.
She was my dance partner.
So she was brand new.
Oh, she was brand new, but she was a very well-paid model. And I said, "Why are you working in this show?" She can make thousands of dollars. She's because I want to be an actress.
Wow!
Succeeded, really, and then some. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then after I did Hello, Dolly, a phone rang, and the little guy that measured me was in charge of the Dorothy Lamour Dolly Company, and I picked up the phone. He said, "Why aren't you here at the St. James Theater? You're supposed to be doing the Lamour Company." I didn't know.
No one even told you.
Oh, I didn't know. So I said, "I'm coming right down." And then I did 8 months with Dorothy Lamour.
It's just a who's who.
I know. It just keeps going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got on well, I'm assuming, with Carol and Dorothy Lamour and all of they probably loved you.
And Dorothy Lamour right away said, "I'm not Dorothy, I'm Dottie." From that point on,
Dottie Lamour.
Yes.
Wow.
And also, we were in one town, and her husband was with her on the tour, and apparently some critic decided he liked me. Now I had nothing to do except be Louis the waiter, and he wrote all about me in the review. So I didn't know it. And Dorothy and Bill saw the review, and they got a whole bunch of papers up in their hotel room. And her husband called me and said, "We're in the same hotel." He says, "Clark," he said, "you better get up here. Mama's really pissed." And I was like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" I rushed up there. He opened the door, and they started laughing, and they handed me the review.
The star.
Yeah,
I love it.
Funny.
Oh, what a great sense of humor. Oh my God.
Yeah, right. Wonderful people. One of the other things is when we did the Peg, it was a half black, half white cast. And we had to learn the Dunham technique. And
that's a difficult technique.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
And a lot of the white kids were ballet dancers. I wasn't a ballet dancer. And I remember Ellen saying to me, Jacqueline Smith said, "Oh, I'm losing my center." She said, and I didn't know. I said, I thought to myself, well, I never had a center, so I've nothing to
right, it's nothing to lose.
So that, but the black cast helped us do. They worked with us in their own time, until we got the technique down. Everybody, we loved each other. We all worked together very
nice. Amazing, positive memories of such an incredible time.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was Eartha Kitt like?
She was great.
She was great, right?
But she did not suffer fools gladly. She
was slick, yeah.
Because what happened was we were rehearsing these dances with Catherine Dunham, and Christopher Hewitt was our director, and he was Roger Debris. He played Mr. Kildare in the TV, but he was Roger Debris in the producers, the world's worst director, and he was wonderful. And so what happened was we didn't know the book. We'd never read the play. We were learning the dances. And Eartha came to join us, and she said, okay, now we're going to do this. And we said, well, we don't know what that is. And so she got kind of mad at us. She said, what do you mean you don't know? We said, we'd never seen the script. Oh boy.
Well, Eartha didn't like that at all.
No, boy, she got his scripts right away. Why don't they have scripts? Bang. So
she was tough.
She was tough, but she's
so fabulous.
And we used to go eat food, and she was usually with us. And I remember I was eating something, and Eartha stuck a fork into what I was eating, and I stuck a fork in it, and I said, "Real men don't share."
I'm sure she did. That's great.
Yeah.
That's really great. You brought a book with you today. Does it have some of these pictures in it?
This is my first costume fitting in Hello Dolly.
Okay, I'm going to try and hold these on.
It's hard to see.
It is hard to see.
Louis the waiter.
Louis the waiter.
So that's Louis the waiter right there. Oh my God, look at what a Slim Jim, and you still are. You still are a Slim Jim.
And then I have this is
these are
me and Carol.
Okay, these are amazing. Tim, can you see this
okay? Oh, yes.
And then we've got, hold on, let me hold that up.
Carol Channing.
Oh, with Carol, yeah.
Incredible. Wow. These are amazing.
Then I have the White House in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Here's Carol again.
That might be dark over here. Yeah. And that's the whole cast. Oh my God.
White House.
This is the White House. Lyndon Baines Johnson is in this one here.
Wow.
David Merrick, Gower Champion.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, I'll bring them back later too. Yeah. Thank you for bringing this book. Yeah. This is what a time to be a performer in, right?
Yeah, and it was the time when we had what I call real musicals that were
get Tim going on that. Yeah.
Right. We had famous women up there that were the leads.
We had
and it was just,
we had real musicals, real storytelling, and real talent.
Yes.
Real talent.
Wonderful.
Like you could not just anybody could
Music Man, for instance.
And they were also personalities. You know?
You just said it, Tim. It was about personalities. You know, when we started the show, I was talking about a Broadway show I just went to, Out and Something. I have to tell you, it's as if they took, it was fun, but it's as if they took Saturday Night Live and put it on a Broadway stage. And even the leads that were singing in it, I mean, it was like, what happened to I'm sorry, I love all the glamour. Well, I'm going to call it after Glamour, Glory, and Gold. But you know what? That play. But I love all of that. It was the bells and whistles. Look at the cast of Dolly. It just, for me, Broadway has, I don't know, maybe I'm stuck. But it's lost a lot of its panache.
It definitely has. Well, all of entertainment, television, film, theater, music, everything is so oversaturated that they have to just keep pumping stuff out. So the art has suffered.
No, the art has suffered. I mean, the kids are talented. They're talented. But when you look at them and they're, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing. They just don't stand out. And Tim said it. They were all personalities. Look at the women that we just talked about.
I know it. And when we would go to airports and railway stations, wherever we traveled, there'd be huge crowds.
Yes.
When the plane, we had our own plane. So when the plane would arrive, they would all rush out to,
Oh, how wonderful.
People waiting for us to get up the plane. Not that way now.
No.
Can you tell us about you had something called the Dorothy bag?
Yeah, it was when I met my husband. I was working with Reed Shelton on a show in Jersey City College, and I'm standing in line waiting to get on the bus one night, and this young man standing in front of me, I could tell he was a dancer. He had a Dorothy bag, which dancers carried with their dance belt and their shoes, and maybe a bottle of Coke, because sometimes you want to fix the stage up so you can dance properly.
So wait, so you put a bottle of, so you have to
put Coke on the floor and step on it. So when you dance, you don't
slide all over.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that trick.
I met him on the bus, and we talked, and I had been asked to audition for MAME with Angela Lansbury, because Jerry Herman was leaving. So Jerry Herman arranged for me to audition. So I had the book, and I opened it up, and we talked about MAME, and I looked up and it was my stop. I said, I have to get off the bus. And I got off the bus. I didn't know his name. I didn't know anything about him. And I did my show that night. The next day, I decided to go to Actors Equity to see what was happening. And I got up into the office, and there he was again. And then we went across the street to Howard Johnson's.
Oh my God, I remember Howard Johnson. I love that, Howard Johnson.
Yeah.
And Joe's, yeah.
Joe's.
We called it our nuptial Howard Johnson. That's where we exchanged our information. And we spent 48 years together.
Oh my God, I love
48 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Howard Johnson's. It's more than just mac and cheese and ice cream.
Yeah. Well, it was the hot open face.
They had the best mac and cheese.
Was my favorite.
Yeah.
The open faced turkey sandwich with the white bread that they would put mounds of gravy on with the turkey smothered underneath. God, I love that.
And they had clam specials on Thursdays or something. A clam dinner special. And children were half price. So Ronnie was very funny. And when we ordered the food, he said, we'll have 2 children.
Right. And we ordered 2 children. I remember that. The children were half price. So you're knocking around New York, and where in our timeline does this bring you to in your career?
Well, at some point, Ronnie and I were in a show together called We'd Rather Switch. And it was an off-Broadway show.
Do you have a picture of it? I'll hold these things up. I love it.
I don't have a picture of it, unfortunately. That's our 1,000th. There we go. There's Bette Midler, me and Bette Midler.
Well, we're just going to take a little detour from storytelling and hold this one up.
She was another Dolly. She became Dolly.
Yes, she was.
I did something with her, and we didn't know she was going to be Dolly at the time.
Wow.
And so Ronnie and I were in the show, and we've been in it a year, and I was the deputy for Actors Equity, and the producer one night was yelling at an actress down in the dressing room, and I came in and I said, "Let's break this up. You're not supposed to be down here talking to people like that's awful." I got fired. She got fired. The girl he was yelling at, and Ronnie came up the aisle. He didn't know anything had happened, and the producer said, "Do you agree with me or them?" And Ronnie shrugged. He said, "I guess them." He says, "You're fired too."
So you all got fired at the same time and lived happily ever after.
When we got outside, Ronnie said, "What happened?" He didn't know. And so what happened was very shortly after I got booked as the captain of the Inquisition in Man of La Mancha with Howard Keel. Wow. And I was doing that show. And Ronnie said, "I'll write a show for us." I said, "Oh, okay." So while I was working on Man of La Mancha, he was writing the show, and he said, "This needs to be a musical." Well, I found a musician who said, "Yeah, I'll do the music." Then the musician backed out, and Ronnie said, "That's okay, I'll write the music myself." He didn't know how to play an instrument, and he couldn't sing very well, but he sang all the songs and the lyrics into a tape recorder. And somebody, Gordon Harrell, who was a wonderful Broadway arranger, arranged all the music.
It's so amazing.
Wow.
This is without all the electronics and stuff we have now.
All these
amazing.
Shows, these are the shows that Ronnie wrote and I produced, and there are 5 of them there. Twanger, Greenwich Village Follies, Melody of Manhattan, Gift to the Magi.
Gift to the Magi. Oh, my God.
It's our Christmas season. So we got great reviews, by the way, from Clyde Barnes.
Wow.
Clyde Barnes came back with his kids to see the show later.
Wow.
Yeah, that was what we did.
Together.
Barnes, that reminds me of Barnum and Bailey. can we go all the way back?
Now we'll go all the way back.
Okay.
There was tell us about your history with the circus.
Family history.
My mother's family,
your mother's family.
Wallace, they owned the Wallace Brothers Circus, which was a huge circus
in California
with Ringling Brothers. And as a matter of fact, in 1912, they had a terrible circus train crash. And Cecil B. DeMille used the information from that train crash in the movie The Greatest Show on Earth.
Right, he did. I remember that. Yeah, Tim, you remember that. Wow, wow.
And they did the show that night. They still did their show, even though they had lost some animals and people. And so eventually Ringling Brothers bought the Wallace Brothers Circus. And if you go to the Ringling Museum, you'll see Wallace Brothers Circus carts.
Wow.
That was your family.
And my family. And then my son decided that he was going to be a clown, and he auditioned and he got a job with Ringling Brothers, which is
my goodness.
Family.
And so how long did he work with Ringling Brothers?
2 years. He was
a clown for 2 years.
He didn't like the pay very well, so he finally left that. He did other things. But
my girlfriend is a retired clown from there, and they took her costume. Yeah, Barb is her name, and Barbara. And I met her in Pennsylvania. Her outfit, they had to bring it down to the museum in Sarasota 2 years ago, and it's now on display. But they drew the costume down. Her partner Connie said, "I'm not putting that thing and shipping it down there. I'm driving it down." It's gold to have worked for Ringling Brothers.
Oh, I know. That was great.
I love that your son picked up on it.
He did.
Dad, I want to be a clown. Is he an actor also?
Yeah, and he didn't even know that the circus had belonged to him. He didn't.
He
did not know about the history of the circus until he got into it, and then he found out.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, amazing stories. Absolutely amazing stories. So, you've had all of this theatrical training. When did you start moving into TV?
Well, I did soaps.
You did the soaps.
I did as the stomach.
As the stomach. That's what we used to call it.
Yeah. And I did Another World.
Wow.
I did that.
Yeah. My mother used to watch both of those.
Oh my goodness. What I think happens to everybody in this world is some of the nicest things happen by surprise, and that's the way I feel.
Right.
It's like an accident. Something can happen in a second. It change your life completely.
Yeah,
in a nice
absolutely.
way.
Yeah, listening to you talk, you had an entire career, but a lot of it, you have the talent. People can have the talent and it doesn't happen. You're such an open, positive person that gives off just really incredible energy. And if you are that kind of person, things will happen for you, and you are the kind of person, I'm sure, that can turn lemons into lemonade in a heartbeat.
I see funny in a lot of things, even things that are not funny.
Are
funny.
Right.
They're so bad they're funny.
Yeah, they're so bad they're funny. You can do nothing but laugh at them.
Unbelievable.
So you worked on the soaps. Did you do reoccurring roles or under fives or?
Yeah, under fives.
Yeah, I did some under fives also.
Yeah, and I was always happy to get it.
It used to be really easy. I came to New York and I didn't understand how it was so easy. I just took it for granted to get 1 or 2 lines until my friends' parents were watching, and it was a flowered dress I had on, and they really undermined my confidence. They said I looked like the wallpaper in the room.
Oh no.
But I asked them, I'm like, do you think I did a good job? I don't know. We couldn't really think about what you were saying because you look like the wallpaper on the set. I'll never forget that.
My goodness.
I have a wardrobe archive from decades. I threw that dress out.
She's not a wallflower. That's for
sure. That's right.
Everything was so easy and so fluid. You would just commercials. I remember working for Two Guys stores. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I didn't even audition for that. It was like I went up and they're like, what size are you? Here, try this on. This is going to be your lines. It was, they torture us now.
We did industrials.
I still do industrials, but that was huge.
That was huge.
Yeah, industrials were huge, and they paid really well.
They did.
Yeah, they didn't put you through the ringer to do any of this. No. Right. Now you
once again, I think everything's just gotten so oversaturated.
Right,
that they'll now it's changed. All industries of entertainment have changed so much, and I'm loving hearing all of these wonderful stories.
It's very heartwarming and
with us, because that was a wonderful time in entertainment.
Yeah,
it was. It really was.
Yeah, that we've lost that, and that's so sad that we've lost all of that.
Right. And I was very excited to have you on, just because I love storytellers. Listen, in other cultures, that is such a strong part of who they are, is storytelling. And we are losing that.
Especially
here,
Native Americans.
Native Americans I spent a lot of time in Africa. And I was so excited to have you on, because you have those stories. How have you, I should put it, because Tim and I are saying we loved when entertainment was entertainment. How have you adjusted to like the now? Like, what do you think of now? And,
Well, I helped raise my nephew, my husband's sister's son, and he was our baby too. And he's now in he's an adult, and he's my buddy, and I'm really a parent to him, and
I love
he's a child to me. And we take care of each other. We really, he lives in New Jersey, so we can stay in touch.
Right.
Nice.
Does he, the ways of auditioning have completely changed.
Oh, really?
You hate it.
Really?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. You were talking about equity. I remember going up there, and you'd be sitting out there with everyone else, everyone talking to themselves in the bathroom, and going over their lines and all of that. Or they would have like 4 different auditions going on at one time, and anyone even doing that anymore?
I did Anti-Mame with Virginia Mayo
right?
San Francisco,
right.
And the thing I did the adult Patrick part. Well, you don't go on until the second act.
Right.
So on opening night, everybody's doing a magnificent job. Even the little kid that was playing me was wonderful. And I thought to myself, oh boy, I'm getting nervous, really. But when you open in the second act, you're sitting in front of the curtain at a desk. So I have my little college beanie on, and I'm writing, and I'm writing to them. Well, all your lines can be right there on the desk.
Oh, perfect.
and I love that show. It was just wonderful.
I love that.
So funny. And we'd sit in the dressing room, we hear the lines, and we laughed every night.
Yeah. So great.
Yeah.
So great.
Funny.
Now, you had mentioned you had kind of breezed over at one point where Jerry Herman had recommended that I think it was audition for Mame with Angela Lansbury.
Lansbury.
Right.
What happened with that?
What happened was Jerry Lanning was going to leave. He was playing adult Patrick. He was going to leave and make a movie in Hollywood. And so that's why they were auditioning me. And the movie deal fell through, and Jerry stayed.
Oh, goodness.
Wow. Go figure, right?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff happens, right?
But I met my little husband because I had the script. You see, I knew he was in show business, so I opened up the script, and then we started talking.
Oh, you used the script as bait.
I used the script as bait.
Mandate.
Yeah,
you used some mandate there. What's in your book? I want to see. I know but you must have more incredible pictures.
Oh, well, let's see. I have on the other side.
Yeah, we've got a whole bunch
regular modeling pictures here.
Now, did you do some modeling too?
Yeah, I
look at this handsome fella.
Look at him.
What kind of modeling do you enjoy doing? This is lifestyle. You played a businessman, right?
Yeah, the last thing I did was a brochure for an elder care home with a lovely lady, played my wife. And this is when I did Frankenstein.
Wait, you did Frankenstein? This is great.
Looks like I'm in a casket, but it was my costume.
That's
they said,
great.
You can't take any pictures of yourself. So I didn't. I took a picture
There's
of
your name, right?
I took a picture of my picture. So I was following.
That's actually quite smart, Wayne.
Yeah.
That was like, they couldn't say anything to that.
No, they couldn't say anything. They didn't even know I did it. We all had to wait in line for our makeup on this one day. And we had my costume. I had to look at my costume and see that everything was right. So we're all sitting there, and I had it open, and I looked around, and I thought, click.
I love this. So this was, what were you playing in this?
We were sponsors of the, it took place in 1936, and it's a gorgeous dance hall.
Wow.
Yeah. And the funny thing was, we worked on it for a whole week, and we worked sometimes 14 to 16 hours a day on the film. And everything was 1936, including and earlier, the cars.
Yeah,
and the clothing.
It is. People have no idea that.
And we wouldn't get off till maybe 3 a.m, and they'd take the courtesy van, would drop you off at Penn Station, and you had to fend for yourself. You can't get a subway or bus at 3 in the morning.
There.
Yeah.
So I had this fantasy that when we finally finished the film, we'd go out to get a cab, and the 1936 cab would pull up. We'd be stuck in 1936.
That's actually really funny.
Yeah.
That would have been a really funny scene to have at the very end of the film when they ran the credits.
Oh,
like, you know how they always put something up in the corner, like a blooper? Right. That would have been very funny to show, right?
The stuff was beautiful. Everything we touched was just beautiful in the show. Wow. Really fun.
You've done crowd scenes and you've done everything. What are some of the casting people that you work with? You work with Grant Wilfrey or Joy Todd?
I love
Joy
Grant
Todd, right?
Yeah,
remember Joy Todd in the day?
Yeah.
Sylvia Fay.
And I remember years ago I did a movie with called Me Natalie.
Of course.
And that was I'm trying to think of her name. She played. She was a child actress who grew up.
I can't remember who it is because I named everybody that I knew. Sylvia Fay actually fired me. That film, Stone Pillow with Lucille Ball. Again, he's talking about 2:00 in the morning when they tell you it's a night shoot, and you're saying to yourself, "I'm going to make all this extra money." Not worth it. Not worth it. It was winter, and we were parked on Park Avenue. 2:00 in the morning, and they take you out for when they need you, then they put you back, then they take you out. I had been taken out 2 times already. I remember back in the day, I was wearing fur. I don't do that anymore. I had a used Chinooki. It's like a Japanese raccoon coat, and I got in the back of the SAG bus, and I put that coat over me, and I fell asleep. Well, when they came on looking for the people on the bus, they uncovered me in my coat, and that was Sylvia Fay was like, "You'll never work again," and I thought, I really don't ever want to do extra work ever again, and I didn't after that. It was just like, it's brutal.
I was trying to think of Patty Duke. She was one of the Me Natalie.
And Me Natalie, right? Patty Duke.
And then I did They Might Be Giants with Joanne Woodward and George C. Scott.
Stop!
Wow!
It was a Newman Foreman production. I played a cop in that, and we worked a week on that, and we worked in New Jersey on that film. And we had a supermarket all to ourselves, and we wrecked the supermarket.
Did you eat the whole time?
No. No, it was funny. We were in a motel, and we bought a bottle of vodka, and they had this powdered mix for vodka. So the guy I was sharing the room with, we went home, we poured the mix into our drinks. It was the worst damn drink. Oh, it was awful.
Of course, it had to be completely awful.
So then we poured a drink without the mixing, and that was the vodka that was awful. It was
Wow, you certainly lived it. You've got to do a memoir. You really do.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a Newman Foreman production, so he wasn't in it, but he was walking. Joanne was in it. And he was walking around. He had these wide whale
corduroy
pants. Corduroy cargo pants.
Wide whale cargo pants.
And I said to him, "Man, those are the best pants." He said, he said, "I have to tell you something. I bought 20 pairs of them." And he said, "And I've torn every single one except it's my last pair." He said, "When these are gone, they're gone." I said, No. I said, "Take these to a tailor and he'll take them apart and he'll make he said, "Oh, a pattern." And he said, "Oh, I didn't think about that." I said, "Yeah, don't throw them away."
No, not at all. And he listened to you.
Yeah, he did. He thought it was a good idea. So then years later, I was in California, and somebody said, Paul Newman has opened this restaurant up above the Hollywood Bowl. So we went up there to have lunch there, and they had all these beers. They advertised they had 100 some types of beers. So I said, we'll have a pitcher of beer. And the guy said, we don't have pitchers. And it was a new, I said, wait a minute, doesn't Paul Newman own this restaurant? And he said, yeah. I said, you can't get a pitcher of beer? I said, can I? And so I wrote a joke. I said, what kind of a dump are you running here? I can't get a pitcher.
I can't even get a pitcher of beer.
And about a week later, we went back. They had pitchers. He said, oh, we went out and got all these pitchers.
Right. Oh, funny. Yeah. Absolutely funny. You have met like everybody.
Yeah.
Was there anyone you worked with that, just turned out not to be nice?
Yeah.
Can you say who it is? Maybe they're not with
Howard
us.
Keel.
Howard Keel.
And it wasn't because he was he was a wonderful actor, but he was so damned insecure.
Right.
I played the Captain of the Inquisition, and Louis Criscolo played Sancho Panza. And he had all kinds of criticism. So we're at this one theater. It's raining outside, and there's a door, but outside is just a cement platform. And he used to start out the show by bumping into us, going rum, rum. He did that because he's kind of warming up.
Right.
So when he jumped at us, we stepped back, and he went through the door, and we closed the door. We closed the door, and he's out in the rain. And we waited, the introduction is playing. We waited till the very last minute. We popped the door open. Now he's got a microphone on. His mic, as he comes to the door, he says, son of a bitch.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Too funny.
And he was all wet, too.
We have a bunch of comments on here. Let's see who tuned in. Okay, Apollo is on, and Rose Trentman. You would love our friend Rose Trentman. She was the first women's commissioner of boxing, and she actually, I didn't look at her page, but she had sent me a picture of her with, what is it, Hector Camacho? Did I get that?
Yeah, Macho
yeah.
Camacho, yeah.
I said, you need to put this up on your page. I want everybody to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she says, such an entertaining storyteller.
Right. Just wanted to say hi to them. Thank you for tuning in today. So I said to you before, you need to do a memoir. Do you have any? You do. These stories are great. There's not a ton of you out there.
I'm trying to write it down.
I know you've been writing things down, though. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah, I've written some things here too.
Yeah. So if you write it all down and then you give it to somebody, they can make it.
That knows how to write.
Well, hello. I wrote a book, and that's exactly, and it was all in my words, but I didn't know how to put it together. It's easy. Your stories, your stories are unbelievable. And
these are
great. Stories that need to get out there.
They're a lot of fun. I've had a good time.
We can tell that you have
no complaints here.
Absolutely none. And it was so fortuitous that I would meet you at the Dozen Divas show. Dorothy Bishop is an amazing talent.
Listen,
yes.
Because of you and because of Dorothy taking our picture together, I sent it to that modeling agency, and that's when they called me in, and I did that job.
State models. Yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah. So
that's really great. I do work through them from time to time. No, I'm happy. They don't love me there, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But they love you. You should have just cut me out of the other half of it when you said
it looks great. It's a great shot, the two of us.
You know what? We were having a blast that night, and everything that you emanate about this industry is just filled with joy. And I love sharing that with people.
I love this business. I do love the business.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
And the people in it. There's so many really talented and good people.
Right.
Some people you never hear of again, but they're just wonderful people.
Right. Well,
smart.
I would say that a lot of the people, if 3/4 of them are in the business that I surround myself with, and then the other quarter are people that love the arts, support the arts. So you can have a very amazing, rich life.
Absolutely.
Which you've obviously discovered.
Rich, I ain't, but I've
what do I always say? I'm waiting for my ship to come in. Then one day it occurred to me I needed to put on swim floaties and go towards it.
My mother used to say this. I was waiting for my ship to come in, then my pier collapsed.
Oh my God.
Oh, Wayne Clark, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful, wonderful
We had a wonderful time with you here today. Thank you to everybody who tuned in today. Hope to see you again at the Dozen Divas show. If not, and let me know if whatever you're doing.
I will.
Yeah. You are just fabulous to follow. And we love that you were here today. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so glad I'm here.
Thank you, everybody who tuned in today, and stay warm. We're about to plummet again, but this should be the last of it. The groundhog, by the way, what's his name? Punxsutawney
Phil.
Punxsutawney Phil said 6 more weeks of winter. So
I think he was right too.
Yeah, I think he was right too. I'm giving it up to the groundhog. Thank you, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.